a matchup between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run. Sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on second down. Leach throwing deep here for Coleman. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run with Foreman, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
They've got to do a better job up front and create some space because they're right there, almost literally on their own goal line.
Just a couple of feet away from a safety. That could have been To throw from his end zone. Leach. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treat it as such.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. To throw from his end zone. Leach. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
To throw on 2nd down. Leach. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Throwing on first down. Lawrence. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Leopard!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
To throw on third down. Lawrence. Going for the deep ball. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. To throw on second down. Leach. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Operating from the gun. Leach going down the middle, and it's complete. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Through an opening, and there he goes. 20, 10, touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 76 yards. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Josh Lambo now for the point after. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out comes Houston.
This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
3-19!
On first down, Lawrence. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's a second down. Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. He's going to air one out. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. On the toss, here's Foreman. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Give them a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
They're going to try and throw. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. The Jaguars getting set to go.
They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
To throw on second down. Leach. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Jadeveon Clowney in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. The hitter here, it's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And the Jaguars send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This is fielded inside the 5. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Here's Foreman. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319. Over.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. He's going to air one out. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Texans on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Leach. And some room to maneuver. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a toss play. This is Foreman. Oh, fighting off the defender. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Throwing on 1st down. Lawrence. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Back to throw. Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now Foreman. And he'll get this down only to the 18. A minute 59 to go in the 1st half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. And Hauschka's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, then no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
To throw on second down. Leach. He'll air this one toward Coleman. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
The Jaguars on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On first down, Leach. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Lucky 56.
From the gun, Leach. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Jaguars on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Now a pitch out to Kamara. And some space here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Leach. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. Touchdown, Jaguars. Corey Coleman as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars had 6 to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And here comes the Texans now. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Throwing on first down, Lawrence. Going deep downfield for Ross. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. The final shot before break. Lawrence. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans draw a bit closer. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Again, it's Foreman. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Texans on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence throwing right, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit.
A carry for Foreman. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Lawrence going deep, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 21, and his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 24. Now they'll run it on the toss. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Detroit! Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
To throw on 2nd down. Lawrence throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Off play action. Lawrence. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a 1st.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. The Texans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit!
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The offense on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and goal.
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Lawrence. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Miles Jack in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. And now running right through it. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Lambo on for the extra point. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And the lead is up to 8. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Off the play fake. Lawrence fighting his safety valve here. That's complete. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On first down, Lawrence, and this is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to the air on 2nd down. Lawrence, he's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah. He needs better protection, that's for sure. Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence going deep downfield for Ross. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Texans on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be third and a mile.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
Operating from the gun. Lawrence. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Yannick Ngakoue with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He'll return it from the 6. Oh, now he bowls him over. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. Corey Coleman over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Corey Coleman, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And the Texans set to come onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Going for a right side here, complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Throwing on first down. Lawrence, nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well. So now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense. and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Back to throw. Leach. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Lambo to add on the extra point. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
3-19.
To throw on second down, Lawrence. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. The Texans on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Detroit!
From the gun, Lawrence. He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. On first down, Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
A give. This is Kamara. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. And on the ground they go with a running back. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
Leopard. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hut.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Now let's go.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The defense does its job. Now they're going to get the ball here in overtime with a chance to win it.
Major League kudos to them because to get the ball back in this spot, everything was on them. It had to happen, and they pulled it off. They'll get it back for their offense with a chance to win.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Jacksonville, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.